Hello Victories, it's week 2 of keeping hope in hard times. Today I want to talk briefly about disobedience. Think about something that you have been asked to do. This could have been a small thing, maybe a big thing. For me, I think about a time maybe when God asked me to be someone's friend that I didn't want to be friends with. And I saw someone on their own, and actually in that moment I felt like God asked me to go over to that person and ask how they are and maybe if we could be friends. And I wonder if there's been a time where you have felt like God has asked you to do something and you haven't done that. When you disobey, how do you feel? I know for myself, I feel sad and like a strange feeling in my stomach, maybe uncomfortable, because I know that I should do the right thing in this situation. And maybe I need to apologise to the person that I've disobeyed. Maybe I need to apologise to God and say sorry for not following what they've asked me to do. Now, today's Bible character is famous for his disobedience. Have you guessed it? It involves a whale. You've probably got it. It's the story of Jonah.
One day, God asked a man named Jonah to go to a place called Nineveh and tell people living there to stop being bad. The only problem was that Jonah didn't want to help the people there. He knew they were bad and he wanted them to be punished for their mistakes. So instead of listening to God, Jonah thought he would run away from Nineveh and not do what God asked him to do. He ran to the sea where he found a ship that was going to another city. He paid the captain, went to the lower part of the boat, and went to sleep. Shortly after the boat left the shore, a very bad storm came up and started tossing the boat all around. All the men were very afraid, so started to throw their packages and bags overboard in hope that they wouldn't drown. The captain soon went to find Jonah, who was still asleep in the boat. He said to Jonah, "How can you sleep? Get up and pray to your God. Maybe he can help us." The captain didn't realize that Jonah didn't just believe in any God, but he believed in the one true God that could help them. Meanwhile, the sailors decided that the storm was Jonah's fault. He must have done something wrong to make God so angry. So they asked Jonah, "What have you done? What God do you believe in? What can we do to stop this storm?" Jonah told them, "I believe in the Lord, the God of heaven, who made the sea and the land, and I'm running away from something God has asked me to do. It is my fault that this is happening. If you throw me into the sea, the storm will stop." The men didn't want to hurt Jonah by throwing him off the boat, so they tried to row the best they could, but the storm just got worse. So they picked up Jonah and threw him into the sea. The storm immediately calmed down and the sea became still. The men in the boat realized that Jonah believed in the one true God and prayed to him. Then the captain and crew looked out to sea as a whale came and swallowed up Jonah. God actually sent the whale to keep Jonah from drowning. Jonah stayed in the whale for 3 days and 3 nights. Just think for a second, what would it be like to be inside a whale? There are no windows, lots of strange things floating around you that you can't see because it's so dark. Other than that, I'm not sure what it would be like, but Jonah probably didn't know if he would see daylight ever again. While Jonah wasn't trapped inside the whale, he did lots of praying to God. He asked God to forgive him for running away. He also thanked God for not allowing him to drown. After the 3rd day, God told the whale to spit out Jonah out onto dry land, and the whale did just that. Jonah was happy to be out of the belly of the whale. Then the Lord told Jonah a second time to go to Nineveh and tell the people there to stop being bad. This time, Jonah obeyed God and left for Nineveh right away. Jonah chose to disobey God and go his own way. Then Jonah turned his ways around when he was in the belly of the whale and decided to do what God had told him to do. Dear God, help us to keep hope in the hard times and choose to obey you when we want to go our own way. Amen. We are now doing the craft, creating a whale with Jonah inside. I'll show you how to make it. For this craft, you will need a piece of paper, a pencil, and some colouring pens or pencils, but optional, you could use some paint. I've got some watercolours here, and I've also got some tissue paper, and I have some fine liner pens as well, and also a googly eye. But don't worry if you don't have any of that. You can do the craft with just a piece of paper, a pencil, and some coloured felt tips or pencils as well. So to start off with, we want to fold our piece of paper in half. After we've done that, we want to fold it back on itself a little bit. So there's a little margin, little gap, about this much. So you can see this kind of shape. So it goes like that. So you turn it round and we're going to draw our whale. So what we want to do is start by going round . Put a little fin in there. How does that look? That's good. Actually, I might make that a little bit smaller. Yeah. So you want a bit of room at the top because you want to put little marks like this. So your fish should look like this at the moment. The whale. And then draw an eye. This is where you can either put your googly eye or you can just colour it in later. Little eyebrow. And then the most important part is the teeth. So want to go all the way across here. Do some teeth. Like this, and do some lines, 2, maybe 4 lines. So it should look like this right now. Maybe make this a bit higher. So you want the teeth to go a little bit high and then it overlaps. So then when you open your whale, it looks like this. So its mouth is massive. So to join it all up, we are going to make the teeth longer. Along like that. Lines down. Remember, you can pause the video at any time if I'm going too quickly and go back if you aren't following. Make the teeth a bit higher. So it looks like this. The whale's mouth is very big. And then lastly, join this bit up here. So then when you close it, looks like this still. I've just finished painting my whale.
So I decided to paint with blue watercolour and add a googly eye. So now when you open it, it looks like this. And I've included the verse from Romans 15:13, which says, "May the God of hope fill you with all the joy and peace as you trust him." Romans 15:13. So I hope you enjoyed doing this craft, and I can't wait to see all of your creations. We're now going to be doing a dance, and I want you up onto your feet, joining in with the actions, dancing around, because we're doing the rainbow song.